I think the very best thing that I can come to the conclusion from in this video is the fact that this is going to be the very best angle my viewers are gonna get for quite some time, because I am poor and it's very busy in the background, but just gonna have to deal. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Mallory and welcome to my video slash very poorly decorated apartment. This is going to be my first official video besides, I guess, my initial Jonas Brother concerts videos, which a little salty. I won't be filming any more of those anytime soon. Anyway, I thought it would be very fitting to make my first video about my Disney College Program experience, because I've talked about it with people, but I've not really talked about it, I guess, on social media. And the Disney College Program, so fondly known as the DCP, fall 2019 applications have just dropped, so many of you are applying right now and looking at videos, and this video isn't meant to discourage you from applying, because there were many things I enjoyed about my DCP, but I want to bring to light one very specific part of the Disney College Program, but more so role in Disney that isn't so amazing and caused me an unfortunate amount of stress. So let's dive right into this. So first of all, my Disney College Program was in January of 2016, so it's been 3 years now. It ran from January of 2016 to May of 2016. I did not extend. So the process of applying to the Disney College Program is fairly simple. You go online, you fill out an application. From that application, they send you a web-based interview. From those questions, if they think you're worth the time, I guess, they send you on a phone interview, which is like the big thing that everybody worries about, but it's really, really easy. I so badly wanted to be a Jungle Cruise skipper, and to this day, I would still love to be a Jungle Cruise skipper because I am made for that career, okay? In my interview, I kind of dropped that several times, and I was able to be humorous throughout my interview, but I made the very unfortunate mistake in the very first part of my application that I was slightly interested in the housekeeping role. Now, on the surface, the housekeeping role is not bad, especially for someone like me who's kind of like meticulous and with cleaning and kind of likes that busy work. It seemed ideal. I don't mind mess and fixing it. I didn't mind like scrubbing down toilet, like that thing, that does not bother me. And the fact it was one of the only tipped roles in the Disney College Program was a big thing too. And so I put that on my application that I was slightly interested in housekeeping, and I ended up getting accepted into the Disney College Program, and the role I was assigned was housekeeping. Now, I was pretty stoked for that role. I'm going to Disney World, I'm gonna work at Disney World for at least 6 months. It's housekeeping, I like to clean. Everything's gonna be fine. Little Mal, little did you know. So you're given a date to go down there and check in, and you're given your like official area. So I knew I was going into housekeeping, but I didn't know what resort I was going to be at. I found out, I really don't want to, I guess, get into too much detail about which resort I was in, because this video is not so much to call out specific people during time periods. It's more so to, one, I guess, warn you about the role itself, and two, just hope that Disney sees this and understands that I still love the Walt Disney World Company, and I love going to Disney World, and I adore it. I absolutely adore it. But they need to reform this specific role. It has to be done. Anywho, I'll continue. So went into check-in day. I found out I was going to be at a deluxe resort, and I was super stoked for it because I had never ever stayed at a deluxe resort, and I was like, whoa, I'm gonna be working at a deluxe resort. It's gonna be so amazing, you know, easy things. So after you're given your role, you go into training. You have to get your costume, you go into training, whatever. My first few days for training seemed great. The person they assigned me with was super, super nice. Everyone, specifically, the managers seemed really nice. So anyway, all the managers seemed nice. The leader that I dealt with every day seemed nice. Let's continue. So what I had come to find out is that at the value resorts, you are given a bigger amount of rooms than the deluxe resorts, because the deluxe resorts have larger rooms. So I was given 16 rooms to clean every single day, and they expected you to be able to clean 16 rooms within 8 hours, which seems pretty reasonable, but the problem was, there's a lot of problems. One of the issues was I was never given a consistent block of rooms. So a lot of the times I would be picking up for whoever called off, or if they already had a scheduled day off. I was never given a consistent block of rooms, whereas some people, like a lot of people there, were given a consistent amount of rooms, or the same like block of rooms, which I get it. Low man on the totem pole. It is what it is. But that caused me to have to endure a lot of checkouts. Now, so we dealt with the stayovers, which is if somebody stays over and you just kind of tidy up their room, and then you deal with the checkouts, which is a full clean of rooms. Now, you were expected to do the stayovers within like 10 to 15 minutes, and then the checkouts were within like 20 to 25 minutes. Guys, it's really hard to do a checkout in 20 to 25 minutes, especially with how meticulous you had to be. And let me just like disclaim this by saying, when you pay $4 to God knows how much a night, I would expect my room to be in tip-top shape too. But there were just some things where I was like, how can you give me 16 rooms? Some days I had 10 checkouts, expect things to be perfect, and expect me to go home on time. I don't know. I think I went home on time once. Once I went home on time. And oh man, so it was really, really difficult. I guess the entire time, sorry, my hair's like a hot mess today. I haven't washed my hair in 2 days, so that wash day's tomorrow, so it's looking extra feisty. Anyway, so it was really, really difficult because I had people constantly breathing down my back. It became this like endless cycle of anxiety because I would miss something, I would feel bad for it, it would make me super anxious, and it would continue on because these people were always on my back. The managers were always on my back, and they were not nice about it. Like, I think I endured kindness like twice, and once was very early on when I like first started, and when was alone, and the manager was trying to be encouraging, but then I think he just got sick of me, which I like kind of don't blame him, but at the same token, like, you're giving me 10 rooms a day to try to turn over. Like, this is check out. It was completely unfair. So yeah, it was really difficult. There was one day, I think the thing I like remember most where I was just like, this is complete BS. I had gotten a room, and it was a checkout room, and during a checkout room, you have to strip the beds, put new sheets and blankets on the beds, and then you've got to vacuum, you've got to dust literally everything in the room. And then the bathroom has to be spotless. You're cleaning the tub, you're cleaning the toilet, you're cleaning the floor, you're cleaning the sink, like everything. Like if you're worried about anything, like they are, I mean, it's a very meticulous process when you're turning over the rooms. But I was like super proud of myself. I was on it, and I was like feeling real good. I'm like, oh, he's gonna go. My manager at the time was gonna go. No, it wasn't him. It was another person who was checking my room out. I was like, oh, they're gonna have nothing to say today. It's gonna be a good day. This is gonna be like the turning point for my housekeeping career at Disney World. And she yelled at me because she found a hair, and she showed me the hair that was this long under the bathroom sink. And I'm not calling her a liar, but I ain't calling her a truther, if you know what I mean. Because that day, and I remember it because I was trying so hard, so flippin' hard to like please these people and to do my very darndest. I swept the bathroom floor. I had vacuumed the bathroom floor. I had mopped the bathroom floor. And then I had gone over it again with the dry mop to get everything out. There was nothing on that floor. Nothing on that floor. So I don't want to say like everyone at DCP was out to get me, but like they did not like me there. And I kind of get it because they have a job to do, but they were not supportive of the housekeepers at all. None of the managers were. I mean, granted, I faced a lot of the criticism because it was incredibly difficult for me. I had several panic attacks on the daily because how I was treated and how I was looked down upon, and it was just really hard. I never knew what I was gonna get from day to day with the managers, and then it was really difficult. It was a very hard time in my mental health, and other housekeepers that had been there longer would say, you know what, you're not alone because you're not the only one feeling this way. You're not the only one they talk to like this. And it's, a lot of housekeepers would help each other out getting stuff done. Unfortunately, I did not have that like base of people to help me. Every now and then I'd get someone who would try to help, or the managers would make them help me, and I felt even worse for. But it was really hard, but I guess it was kind of nice to hear like I wasn't the only one feeling that way. And to be completely honest with you, 3 years later, I do not believe Disney has fixed their housekeeper problem for a few reasons. First of all, I believe that they don't have enough housekeepers, and that is why there's so many rooms that you have to clean during a day, and they offer incentives for employees that help hire on a housekeeper that can stay for a certain length of time. They give a bonus to the housekeeper that stays a certain amount of time, and this is the real kicker. They are now giving guests gift cards if you say that you don't want housekeeping services, because they don't have enough staff. Nobody wants to stay in Disney housekeeping for very good reason, because you're treated like trash and you're given so much to do. And it really bothers me because of how much I love Disney and how much I wanted to love my Disney college program, and how crappy the experience was for me. Now, I would like to say I did eventually get out of housekeeping. I'm very thankful for that, but the process to get out was a lot. I had to get proof from two doctors. Two doctors and my therapist at the time. So I got a a note from my primary doctor, I got a note from my psychiatrist, and I got a note from my therapist in order to move me. And I started that process in, I think, the middle of February. So it was like a few weeks. It had been a few weeks at that point. It was so bad, just a few weeks into my program, and I did not get officially moved out until April is when I started my training at my new location. And by that point, it was really difficult to get into the new location. Thankfully, I had some really good like coworkers there that were really fun, but like, this is such like a teenage thing to say, but everyone had kind of already formed their friend groups. A lot of them had been there since January for their DCP. So I was kind of like the awkward person coming in, and I was only going to be there for a few months, and it wasn't fun. So this is my cautionary tale to you. I would not, still to this day, 3 years later, because of the incentives they have put in place, I would not accept a housekeeping role at Disney College Program, and I would not put it on your application at all. Like, not interested, don't do it. The only saving grace I will say to my Disney College Program housekeeping role, there was a very good looking leader. So above the manager is the leader, that I got to see his cute little face every single day. That was literally like the only thing. I was like, well, at least I'll get to see him today. Like, that's gonna be the bright spot. And the funny thing is, after I turned in my medical stuff to get me moved over to another role, he came and talked to me. That was the first time he had ever talked to me. By that point, I was like a hot mess of mental health issues that was going on. He was like, why did you file for this? I want you to be real with me. And I was like, I couldn't even like speak and tell him, like, how do you tell one that your management completely sucks? Like, I was like, there are just some people that, I think I worded it in a sense of like, there are individuals here that made my life very hard and made it very hard to work here, and I think they weren't very kind. Like, I was like trying my best, because Mal 2016 I don't think is as assertive as Mal 2019. So yes. So that is my rant on my experience at the Disney College Program. I would like to say I did have some really solid experiences when I lived down in Orlando. I loved going to the parks whenever I wanted to. I loved the warmth. I really miss it down there. I do, like, a part of me does miss working for the Walt Disney World Company, just because there are still, like, it's like anything. Like, any job you go to, a manager or boss will make or break your job. You could have the worst job ever and have the best boss and have a grand old time. You could have the best job ever and have the worst boss and just be miserable. And I think in Disney, because there are separate entities, there's always going to be conflicting things and roles that you think are great and are actually not, and you just never know until you get to know the people that are kind of within them. So with that being said, I think there are things you can do if you are looking into the DCP. Like I said, just don't put housekeeping down because they don't have their stuff together there. Anything else, it's going to be a wild card, to be quite honest with you. I have no idea. I know people that have worked in different sanctions of Walt Disney World, and again, it just depends. But just don't put housekeeping down. I'm begging you, please. And if you get it, just apply for spring 2020 and just don't accept it. Don't accept the housekeeping role. It's not worth it. Good luck to all of you who are applying for the Disney College Program in fall 2019. Enjoy it, seriously, even though like I said, my experience wasn't the best in the particular role I had. There were other things that were a lot of fun to do. You make friends, you go to the parks, you go eat a lot of food in a lot of places, and it is just warm. Just warm. I miss warm. I really miss warm. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to be back with another video, possibly making like a pros list to DCP or something Disney related. I don't know yet what this channel exactly is gonna be. There's gonna be some like shameless self-promotion in here, which you guys will find out soon. But I really hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you next time.